In our last video, we were in Mount Dora, Florida. We checked out the lakefront, including this fantastic little guy right there. We walked the streets of the historic downtown, learned about some of the town's history, and of course, checked out some of the street art. In this video,
we're in Kissimmee, Florida.
For context, we visited Kissimmee on Sunday, November 3rd of 2024.
Today we're in historic downtown Kissimmee, Florida, not to be confused with Old Town, which is a tourist and amusement area. We started in Lakefront Park and we're going to work our way toward downtown. This is Lake Tehopekliga, which is also known as Lake Toho. It is the largest lake in Osceola County, covering 22,700 acres with a circumference of 42 miles. It's known for bass fishing and bird watching.
Yeah, visiting historic downtowns is a lot of fun, especially when they're located adjacent to such a beautiful lake. This is very cool.
This brick building is the Osceola County Courthouse. It is the county's original courthouse, which opened May 6, 1890. It's actually the state of Florida's oldest working courthouse. The old courthouse is on the 3rd floor, and apparently if you drive by at night, you can see the light in the old jail cell room that can't be turned off to this day.
You can see the downtown straight ahead. If you're wondering how we got from the waterfront to the courthouse and totally missed the downtown, well, we wondered that too. There's kind of a curve in the road, so it was actually a good diversion because we got to see some of the local neighborhoods. But here we are finally entering the heart of the downtown. This town has a lot of street art, and if you're interested in that, we'll have a little section that showcases it all at the end of the video.
The Kissimmee Historic District is comprised of almost 70 acres, including commercial, residential, and government buildings dating from 1889 to 1940. The entire area was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1994. In addition to a variety of businesses, downtown is host to many festivals throughout the year. So here's a little history about Kissimmee. The city itself was incorporated December 21st, 1882, after a vote by the settlers of the area. Its growth can be largely credited to a man named Hamilton Diston. He had a company where he contracted with the state of Florida to drain its southern lands, but in return, he would own half of the land that he successfully drained. This deal made him the largest single landowner in the United States at the time. In 1950, the population of this city was only 4,300. Today, it sits at about 79,000.
In case we didn't mention it, this is a suburb of the greater Orlando area, and so this is an area that the population has absolutely boomed in the last several years.
This building here, 1881, was founded in 1884 as the Mackinson Hardware Store, and it was the longest operating hardware store in Florida until it closed in 2021. Since then, it's reopened and houses the 1881 restaurant and bar on the first floor and apartments upstairs. You'll be able to see it a little better when we cross the street. The white building across the street, the Broadway Pizza Bar, was actually originally a Coca-Cola bottling company, then a local bicycle shop until the current owner purchased it in 2008. This is the Kissimmee Main Street Welcome Center. It used to be a filling station, and if you head downtown, you can pick up a historic walking tour map from them. Across the street here, you now get a better view of that Mackinson hardware store.
After doing this for several years, we've learned that, especially with these downtowns, it's really best to show the audience the downtown from both sides of the street. So if you haven't figured it out now, we're actually coming back on the opposite side of the street from what you saw earlier in the video. One thing we really love about visiting small downtowns is it's almost all local businesses and almost no chains, which is really fantastic.
These murals you see throughout downtown are part of the Art Is Now public murals project, and you can actually go to their website to find a map of the locations and learn about the artists.
Street art is one thing that we've been pleasantly surprised in our travels to see is alive and well, and many towns even have guided walking tours or self-guided tours from pamphlets that you can get. And if that's your thing, I think I said this earlier, but you'll see our street art section at the end of the video. I believe I mentioned that this is a Sunday, but for further context, this is Sunday morning, roughly 11:30 in the morning.
This building was built in 1925. It's now a ballroom and event center, but they had some really great murals as you walked down this alleyway to the back of the building.
And here's kind of a unique part of the downtown where there's a parallel street that sort of comes in at an angle, so that's what we're going to go check out here.
This brick building was built in 1912 as the Kissimmee Valley Gazette newspaper. It was actually inspired by the famous Flatiron Building in New York City, which we've seen.
And here's a side street off the main drag. As we always say, don't forget to check out the side streets and the alleyways.
This large lot here is the home to the Kissimmee Farmers Market, which is the first Friday of every month from 5 to 9 p.m. and the third Saturday of every month from 2 to 6 p.m.
This block is a fantastic example of how a city can dress up a block that has either a parking garage or perhaps some empty buildings. It looks really nice.
Here you see the Monument of States. It's one of downtown Kissimmee's oldest and most significant local landmarks. The marker was initially constructed after the attack on Pearl Harbor to inspire American solidarity by incorporating a rock sent from each state. When it was built in 1943, it took many donors from all over the community to make it happen, and their names are in the concrete surrounding it.
And here's the street art section as promised, and then we'll wrap this video up.
Their historic downtown is really cute. They've done a lot to put murals and street art up, and it's really close to this great waterfront park.
Yeah, water, park, cute downtown, awesome historical homes, thumbs up.
Me too.
All right, get off the couch, we'll see you next time.
Cheers.